Welcome to Moonbase 2.
Hello, Thew. Welcome to the Moonbase 2 podcast on Sunday. The
19th, is it?
You've seen way more on this than I do.
I just remember the dates that it said on the website, so I guess that's what day it must be. Right?
I'll go with that. It sounds solid enough. It sounds like you know what you're talking about, and I could just be like, it's the 1st of
I'm reasonably
October.
confident of what day it is.
1945, maybe. I don't know. How's it going, Thew?
All right, thank you very much. Thank you for having me. It's a pleasure to be here.
No, thank you for coming. It's busy, and Sunday is that day where everyone's just a little bit on the tired side. Everyone just kind of wants to...
Yeah, it has been a hectic one. It's been a lot of fun, but
Yes.
I'm feeling a little bit worn down.
I was told as well that you stayed up reasonably late last night.
Yeah, I was up till about 4. I wasn't like...
That is more than
It
reasonably
was
late.
pretty late, yeah. I wasn't... We weren't like going super hard or anything. I didn't have loads to drink,
No,
but
it does. You don't have to. Just
No.
staying up that late
was
just
up
wrecks you.
fairly late, and also singing and jigging about to Stan Bush, and I've basically knackered my voice.
Yeah. Oh,
Which
how
is why
bad
I
was
sound
it?
so attractive.
It's better than me. I was just talking in the bar, going.
Oh no! Yeah, I did briefly think I was getting the dreaded con flu, but it turned out I just don't speak this much normally.
No. Yes. Yeah. I feel that. Like. Yeah. I feel that because your voice is deeper than mine, it carries across a noisy room better than me.
Does it?
I frequently every year have to talk louder than I usually would. I think I've just got that tone which just gets muffled by everything else around it.
I guess. See, I don't know if I'd say my voice is deep. It is now. It's currently because it's knackered.
That's because there's just blood flowing right into your stomach from the wreckage that's left there.
That is true. I'm dying right now.
You're looking good though.
Thank you.
You're
I
looking
know.
good for a dying man. So for those who may not be aware, because then I would imagine most people who listen to the show are probably aware of you. Who are you?
My name's Thew, and I have a YouTube channel which I've been running for 11 years, thereabouts, where I...
Really, 11 years?
Yeah,
Oh my! So
started
when did you start?
11 years ago.
So yeah, that was
2007.
that was
when
a
I started.
trick question because I didn't want to figure that out myself. I was like, he'll know, and you did.
Yeah, I think my first one went up in October 2007,
All right.
and it looks a bit naff now, but I like to think I've improved a bit.
Oh, well, that's the thing when you start off on YouTube. I mean, even have you seen any of Chris Evangelis's like early videos when he first started out to what they are now? It's massive.
Yeah, that guy knows how to do a slick production.
Oh yeah.
But everybody, I think with YouTube when it started, it was like nobody really knew what to do with it. So everybody was trying to be crazy wacky and just put up whatever really fast. That's certainly what I was doing.
There was also that point of it was so difficult to upload things, and there was a 10-minute limit cap, and we were limited just by what technology you could buy because we were younger. We didn't have as much money, and the technology just itself was.
It's true, yeah.
Wasn't as good.
The equipment I was using at the time was I didn't realise that Windows Movie Maker was included on the computer.
Oh, see,
That was a factor in why I got started doing this.
in sixth form, I was using that to make professional animated videos or AMVs.
Oh my! Was it anime?
Of course, it was anime. Of course. To be honest, it was a little bit of Transformers Energon as well.
Oh, brilliant!
What are they called? They did a song called Praise. Rock.
A song called Praise.
Praise.
Not Creed.
It wasn't. No,
God.
it wasn't Creed. It was a Rocky one. I can't.
No, I
Rocky.
don't know.
No, I was hoping again that you just go. Psh, I know that.
Well,
I know that. Seven down. Seven.
Oh, Three Doors Down.
No, it wasn't them. No, let's
Let's
not
move on
bother.
from this topic.
Just name
Bad
the bands.
mid-2000s rock bands.
Yeah.
Heavens above. Mushroom Head.
No, it wasn't them. I've never heard of them.
Good.
But
Leave it
no,
there.
I was at that point where I was like, I'm going to edit these amazing videos together. Oddly enough, I then later decided that I really enjoyed editing, but that that's where I started. Is how did you venture onto at least YouTube, or at least onto making video productions?
Well, it was a bit of a weird order that I did things in, because basically I got into video through my brother, because after school I began doing my AS levels, It sucked. I didn't enjoy it at all. It was just like completely sort of different environment because it was in the same school, but like all my mates had gone.
All right.
So and there was this weird sort of hostility between the A-level kids and the GNVQ kids.
Yeah.
They thought that we were stuck up, and we were like not. So I was just like, I got to get out of this environment.
I was really hoping you were going to say, and we were.
Well,
we looked down on our noses at those cheap little people. Look at them.
I'm not saying it didn't happen, but it honestly didn't happen. I don't know where this all came from. There's just kind of this weird mentality from that side of things. So I just had to get out of that environment.
That's very school, though, isn't it?
It's very school,
yeah. The higher up you went, the more you were almost threatening, in a sense, to everyone who was younger than you.
Yeah, it's
but
weird.
It was only perceived. It was never an actual thing.
God, this is a topic I haven't thought about for 10 years.
Welcome to the Moonbase 2.
Oh my God, is this how it goes? We just go straight for the deep stuff.
Not too deep.
Okay.
Just a light rim job, you know.
Yeah. Okay. Well,
you just kind of slid into that and we're like, yeah, all right.
Yeah,
it's Sunday.
Nice, cozy.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's a cozy Sunday chat about things that I didn't think I'd ever speak about again.
So I know you did work doing editing and video production. Did YouTube start before that, or did you lead into it? Or?
It was, like I said, it was a bit of a weird order because after the whole A-level thing, I'm going back 2002.
Right.
Like my brother was doing a media production course at the college. He's like, "Come and do this. It's way better." So I went and had a look. I was like, "Yeah, this is for me," because I was dazzled by the prospect of working with cameras and that.
Oh, yeah,
but
yeah.
At the time, there was no such thing as YouTube, and like digital distribution basically wasn't a thing. So at the time, the only way you could get your work distributed was to like actually produce it and put it on a tape.
Yeah, VHS.
Yeah. Put it on a VHS and make some copies and give them to your friends and that. So when YouTube came along, I just couldn't believe that it was so easy. Like the fact that I didn't realise that Movie Maker was included on my computer, so I bought a webcam for about £7 and a terrible microphone that basically prioritised static over voice.
Of course.
It's horrific. So I just started throwing together these daft, noisy videos about Transformers and put them online. And then I think I started working for a marketing company in 2010, so that was a good 3 years later. I was just on the phones, on doing telesales and so on.
Oh God!
And eventually, it was such a strange sort of way that I got involved with the video side of it because they didn't do video at the time. And then they sort of came to me. They're like, "Would you mind just proofreading this letter?" And I'm like, "Yeah." And it was just littered with mistakes that everybody had missed.
Oh.
It turns out that like oh, you've actually got a brain. Oh, dude. So I moved into sort of account management and that. And then later on, they're like, "We hear you do YouTube stuff." Because I'd mentioned it to one of the other people, but not to the bosses and that.
Right.
I was like, "I'm doing this thing for fun. It's, watch it if you want, but you probably will hate it."
That's how you market yourself.
Yeah, pretty much, yeah. And then later on, they're like, "Here's a camera. Let's do some corporate videos."
All right.
So it was pretty sweet.
So was there an already a video department of that company? Or did they effectively create it and then put you into it?
Basically, the boss had a camera.
Oh, okay.
He's like, "I've got an idea. We can put this to good use, can't we?" So like, I then started producing like corporate videos and stuff for like manufacturing companies and so on. They're all very dry.
Well, they usually tend to be when you're working for a company. They kind of have to be dry. There's no artistic flair that you're allowed to do.
Well, that's what they want. It's engineering. It's like, here is the message, put it on a video, and don't mess it up. Basically. Don't use any of your creativity on this.
I'm guessing were they fairly strict with you? Like you say,
do the message. Just like, it's a job, because coming back to college, one of the things that my tutor said that you had to prepare for is not to get precious with your work. Yeah. His mantra was, "It's shit, do it again."
Yeah.
Basically, so like, if you spend ages labouring over this wonderful sort of artistic piece that you thought was the best thing in the world, and you thought you were going to blow everyone's socks off, and you play to him and you go, "Shit, do it again." So I think that was, like coming into the engineering world. God, this is really boring, isn't it? Sorry.
I think it's interesting. It's the start. It's the beginning of Thew.
I guess, yeah. it's a weird sort of mix because I've always wanted to, keep it badass and put in loads of metal and dumb jokes and being a cool guy at that at first, and then later on I sort of mellowed out a bit and just thought, you know what, I'm just gonna make a good time show full of daft jokes and gonna ease off on the attitude,
You had your 90s phase.
Yeah, exactly. I did my G2 first. Got that out of the way.
When about? Because you didn't start off as Thew, did you?
Well, in the beginning I was Barutazaru.
Yes.
God.
Yeah, I remember people say, "Oh, have you seen this guy Barutazaru?" So something like that, and I was like, "That's a silly name. That's a silly name."
Good. Yeah, I don't know. I've been using that username just for on Yahoo and that.
Oh, that was your tag.
Yeah, this was
from
early days.
Yeah.
I used to go on fighting game forums and that and talk about Street Fighter. I was like, Barutazaru.
Which Street Fighter are we talking here?
Alpha 3.
Oh yeah, not bad. I'm a bit more of I prefer visually watching Third Strike a bit more.
I kind of lost touch with it after that. I don't know what Third Strike is.
There was Street Fighter 3 came out, and it was the new generation, and then they went, oh, well, let's do another one because no one likes it, which was Second Impact. Then it finished with Third Strike, which has... There's only Ken and Ryu and Akuma and Chun-Li, and then there's an entirely new cast of characters. But the animation side of things was really where it kicked off for 3, because they had so many frames of animations for, especially Chun-Li. There was one guy in Japan who loved Chun-Li. He loved her.
Let me draw her 9,000 times.
It's on. Do you know about the Street Fighter collection that came out recently?
I can't say I've been keeping up with it. Honestly,
there's one that came out and it was for the Switch and all that. And one of the little special features is it shows frame by frame, or clip art by clip art, a character doing a move. So you go from Street Fighter 1 where they just go hop, hop, hop.
I feel like I'm really into that.
Yeah, when you get up to Third Strike and you just keep going, you just keep clicking and you go, how many did they do?
It's 190 frames just for a Hadouken or something.
I was really bummed out when they kind of switched to 3D animation because it's not
It's not the same, is it?
It's not.
It's good. It has its own appeal, but I preferred it.
It's not I don't think it's cheaper, but there's not. It doesn't feel like someone sweated and cried and bled for it.
No, I agree. I mean, clearly it's got to be easier to produce, hasn't it?
100,000 times, yeah.
Yeah, but lame.
I like the idea that you just go up to, I love your game. You fucking cheaped out, didn't you lazy shit?
I can't believe. Oh my God.
But no, back onto YouTube, I suppose.
Oh, yes.
Whenabouts was it that you decided that it was time to rebrand yourself as Thew?
Well, that's...
And what was the reason for that? Where did Thew come from?
I'm going to tell you where that came from, and it's pretty lame, but it was high school, it was secondary school, and I've never really liked the name Matthew. I find I don't like the way it sounds.
It doesn't I look at you and maybe it's because I only know you as Thew, but you don't strike me as a Matthew.
Okay, I don't know whether to say thanks. So
it's just a thing.
Yeah, it's just I've never even when I was a kid I was like Matthew. It sounds so lame,
I'll tell my friend Matt that when I see him.
I'm sorry, everybody whose name is Matthew.
Poor Timey. Poor Timey.
Oh, poor Timey. But yeah, he's Matt. Matt works for him. He's Matt Clark. Hello.
Yeah, he's not Matthew.
Yeah, well, he can be what he wants, but Matt to me he's Matt.
Yes.
But when I was in school, me and my mate Chris, we were like, I don't want to be Matt and Chris anymore. So we just started using the back ends of our names instead, so it was Topher and Thew.
No, nice. Nice.
And that sounds incredibly pretentious, and it is a bit. But it just kind of stuck, and it's I felt a bit more comfortable with that name. So the reason I started using it on YouTube was because when Google Plus came in, they said you've got to change your name.
Oh, of course, yeah.
And a lot of people were like, "Oh, I'm not changing my name. Screw that.
Yeah,
change it." And I was like, "All right." I just went along with it. I was like, "All right, I'll throw a few Adams in then." And then everyone's like, wait, who are you? What channel is this?
Yeah.
It was all the subscribers were like, I can't find Barutazaru anymore. Because I'd always thought that maybe it had been a stumbling block because people can't spell it.
Sure.
And it's difficult to Google.
Yeah.
But then Thew, if you put in Thew on YouTube, it goes, did you mean the? So it's almost even worse.
Well, you should. I'm assuming now you're really easy to find on the old Google searches, right?
Well, I don't know.
Sure.
I don't tend to check.
You don't Google yourself.
I don't tend to need to. I kind of know where all my stuff is.
Well, that's a good point, I suppose.
I don't know. I should probably check that actually, but I feel like it's probably fine. But this is why Toygrind came in,
Right.
because it's just like I need a word that sounds cool and describes what I am. And Toygrind actually came from. I was looking for a sort of a new format for like dead quick reviews. I was like, because like normally. In the beginning, I'd do like 2 or 3 minutes on the toy, but it's kind of sprawled out now. I go to sort of 7 or 8 minutes.
Sure.
I did 8 minutes on Nautica. How?
Because it's a fun toy.
It is a fun toy. And there's a lot to talk about,
And you're clearly passionate about it.
Well, and there's your answer. You know,
Yeah.
I've got a lot of stuff that I want to say about this thing, so I can't confine myself to a 3-minute review. But what was the X-Transbots Scourge?
Oh, don't ask me. Third-party stuff all kind of mushes together, especially the names.
Yeah. Is it Ariadas or something like that?
Oof. Let's go with that.
Yeah. All right, let's go with that. But basically, I got involved with reviewing X-Transbot stuff. They sent me in a Polygon to review, and it was that was good fun. I was like, brilliant, but it's my reviews take a little while to make.
Sure.
And I got sort of caught up in a review loop. Like there was a bunch of I think Sixo was involved and Maz.
Right.
I think there was a review one that was going around different people. You keep it for 3 days, you do your thing, and then you send it on. So I was like, oh crap, I can't do this in 3 days.
No, that's a lot because video just filming and prep work for that is not quick.
It's not, and I agonize over what I want to do as well. It's like a review can take me a month to get ready. But I was like, I need a new format. I need to do a sub 1 minute, just really quick, badass, point, yell, metal, get it out.
Yeah.
I was like, Toygrind, that could work, because it's grindcore, it's fast, it's loud, it's aggressive.
Yeah.
But I didn't do it in the end with that toy. I took all my files, I deleted them. I'm like, I'm not doing it. Who wants it next? I just sent it on. I just wasn't prepared to deal with it. But then, like that name sort of stuck in the back of my mind. I was like, okay, what can I do with that? So I kind of used that for my reviews of stuff that's not Transformers.
Right.
I've only ever done 4 so far.
Oh, okay.
But I just thought, because my YouTube was Barutazaru, my Twitter was Mr. Thew, my Facebook was Thew's Reviews. It was everywhere.
Yeah.
It was nothing. There was no consistency to it. So having worked in marketing for a bit, I was like, I need consistency.
Yeah, you need to pull it all together, so it was all easy to find. That makes sense.
Yeah, it's so much easier. So it's Twitter, Toygrind. YouTube is still Barutazaru. But I bought Toygrind.com and redirected it to
right.
that. Where am I going with this? Is that the end of the story?
I think so.
I think I did it.
Yeah,
yay!
Was there someone that inspired you to change your style and improve as you were going along, from the start? Because I certainly changed what I was doing when I was doing it. I started off just, as you do, sit in front of a camera and just have the toy here and just kind of talk about it like this. And it was just one 14-part series on Metroplex. I never got through. No, but then I watched videos like Chris did, and saw how you could edit things. Evangelist Chris.
Yeah.
And saw what you could do if you did some camera work and did some post-production stuff. And I was like, I really would like to do that. And that's kind of how I progressed. Was there kind of thing with you? Like
Evangelist was a bit of an influence.
He's a naughty lad, isn't he? He makes us all want to do better.
He's very good. Yeah, it's just like the slickness of it, because it's so smooth, it's so pleasant to watch, and it's just all the facts and like a little bit of. Because just the way he speaks is wonderful to listen to. And that was a factor in me sort of trying to up my game. But like in terms of influences, I don't really watch toy reviews apart from like Vangelis and occasionally Jobby the Hong.
That's understandable.
My problem is I don't want to appropriate anyone else's opinion.
Sure.
I don't want to watch a thing and then be like, that's what I think as well.
Mm-hmm.
I want to present what I think and what I've found, and if. I feel like my opinion will be coloured by somebody else's. That's
interesting. I could see that. For me, it was always more of I'm more interested in the presentation rather than the thought of the figure, because I've decided for myself most of the time if I want the figure or if I don't want the figure, but I want to see what someone's done with that. Like Jobby the Hong does some really interesting videos.
He does,
with his opinion.
He's very good at everybody kind of. I get a bit annoyed on Twitter because everybody assumes that we hate each other.
Well, I mean, you do.
Well,
you
clearly
must,
we are
'cause you're
arch
fighting-
rivals,
yeah,
obviously.
of course.
Yeah.
Don't break that glass in your hands, though, with rage.
Oh, that goddamn hong. I don't know, man, but like, what are we talking about? Influences and that?
Influences, yes.
Yeah. Like, basically, when you create anything, you're always going to be influenced by everything that you watch, because basically what you are is the sort of result of the things that you've consumed and enjoyed. So, like, there's endless different influences. Like, a lot of Britcom goes in there, like
Right.
friggin' Peep Show and like Look Around You and that.
Yeah.
And that's where the whole thanks Hasbro, that whole joke, that whole thing, that came from Look Around You.
Yeah.
And like Brass Eye and the Day to Day and that was like a big influence early on, because that's it's like quite fast paced and very sort of aggressive. But like more recently, I've sort of cooled off a little bit. I just want to be more like a bit of a good show, but not so difficult to watch.
Right. Do you think it was difficult to watch from your own perspective rather than other people's perspective?
Well,
Because
they are now.
Oh, yeah. Because I always find that the person, I mean, I'm sure that you agree with this. You might not. You're well within your IQ. But if
I love how you assume.
if you create something, you're usually a lot more harsh on it and critical than someone else. Because I'll put out something and people go, "Oh, that looks really good." I'm like, "I hate this. I hate this. This is awful. I could have done better here and here." But obviously, you've gotten to a point in the production where you've decided you got to just get it out.
Exactly, yeah. I mean, like, with the latest one I did, Rune, I wasn't super happy with how that turned out. But it's like, well, I've finished it, so out it goes.
Yeah.
And, like, a lot of people really liked it. So, you're right. It's like,
difficult.
you are your own worst critic.
Yeah.
And that's a cliche to say, but it's massively true.
Yeah, I don't think you realize it until you do something creative and you're in that position, because otherwise you're just like, you're just being silly, but you do something and you're like, oh shit.
This is
I get
rubbish.
it.
Everyone's going to hate it. And you put it out and they're like, that was good actually. You kind of have to step back from it, because you get so inside what you're doing. It sort of surrounds you for a bit.
I think that might also be because with being YouTubers, especially toy reviewers, you're usually working on your own.
Yeah.
So
I've got no one to bounce ideas off.
No.
But I kind of like it like that. I really like working on my own. And like, I've done collaborations in the past, but I don't want to do any more. I find them quite stressful.
It's
it
a lot
feels
of
like
extra work.
Yeah.
Yeah, because you're worrying about how are they doing it? Is my style matching up with theirs? Are these cuts going to match together? If you're doing cuts between each other,
especially if you're not in the same room when you do it. Like I did one with Frederick when we were both at the desk, just cracking wise about Bumblebee, and that was fun.
Yeah.
Because, we were both in the room. But I did another one, this was ages ago, with Colin and Brent about the Sharkticon. And that was actually good fun as well. Because, like you say, you got to match the tone and everything and sort of cut everything in on time. And I had a lot of fun doing that. But it was a pain in the ass.
Right.
I was happy with how it turned out, but I'm not doing it again. Flipping heck. What else are we talking about?
We're just
rambling.
Yeah,
I'm not very good at this.
No, it's fine. It's this is it's just a normal conversation, and every now and again I drift us in the direction I want us to go.
Yeah. It's
Pull
good.
that handbrake and let us slide around the corner of life.
Oh my god.
Yeah.
That's so magical.
How long does it take you usually to write a script? Because you're very like. Whenever I've done something, I never enjoy writing a script because I sound like a robot when I write down a script and read it.
No, yeah,
and you come across very natural, and clearly you have a script. Well,
yeah, I do.
Maybe it just comes out of you like that. I don't know.
No, it doesn't. People ask me like, "Wow, did you just come up with that off the cuff?" No, agonised over it for 2 months, honestly. How long is it? I don't know, man. I generally
does it just depend on the figure and how kind of process of what you feel about it onto a page?
Yeah, but essentially, I start off with like, what are the main things I want to say? Like, I'm trying to do one about Blackout Studio Series. So what do I want to say? Okay, talk about Studio Series. Introduce that because I haven't spoken about it before. What is it? What does it mean? Why is this figure significant? Well, this isn't always. I don't have like a set list of questions, but like Blackout in particular is significant because there should have been a load of one class all along and all that. So that's a talking point, and like I just make a list of things I want to say and then expand upon them. and come back to it the next day, delete it all, and do it again.
Yeah. Oh, yeah.
Yeah, oh, this is bollocks because like, you sort of when you're writing, you sort of. If you come at it with a voice in your head, like it depends on what I've been watching recently. Like if I've been watching Charlie Brooker, then I'll put in a lot of your mum jokes because it's just like really inappropriate ones out of nowhere.
Right.
And I kind of read it in his sort of intonation because that's where I've been in my head. But if I've been watching like Red Letter Media or something like that, then it'll come out way harsher.
You've yet to do the slightly mean comment and the just dead silent looking at the camera.
Is that what you're doing?
That's what I'm doing to you, right? Well, no, it's the love size, but yeah. No, the Red Letter Media guys are incredibly intelligent and funny guys as well.
They're really good
fascinating
at
to
what
watch.
they do, and
Yeah.
I love their style is so sort of downtrodden.
Yes.
But like that's the thing. If I've been watching that, then I'll be reading it in that sort of tone of voice, like oh no. But
Have your fans noticed that? Have your fans who watch the videos maybe picked up on slight influences and maybe be able to tell?
Some
like,
people do, yes. Some people
that's
go,
cool.
hey, I've just started watching Peep Show and I've realised where you get all your jokes.
It's not exactly what I want to hear, but thank you.
Well, it's accurate. I'm glad you noticed
yeah.
it. But I think sometimes, you know, a lot of people watch sort of the same sort of circles.
Of course, yeah.
Yeah. But people tend to be quite generous in their comments.
Yeah,
They
well,
tend to be like, oh, that was funny. I know you nicked it, but...
well, if it's implemented well into the piece, then it doesn't really matter if it's a stolen joke.
Well, I would hope
because
not.
you're making it your own. Well, that's how I look at it. You're making it your own.
Transformative.
Ooh, this is the end of the show.
Goodbye forever.
Well, you've recently, of course, fairly recently, moved across and you stopped your job, and now you're fully into the YouTube now.
Yeah.
How is that? Because that is a big and scary, and I imagine quite stressful.
It is quite scary.
Yeah.
But so far, it's going all right.
Yeah.
I mean,
how do you feel in most? This is maybe a deep question. How do you feel like in life itself now that you're doing just that? Are you happier that you're doing this than you were back at the office, kind of thing?
I don't know if I'm happier, but I'm not miserable.
Well, that's good.
I do. The main thing I miss is having like a strict, regimented sort of week,
right?
Because the traps you fall into is waking up at 10. Going and watching Kitchen Nightmares for 2 hours.
And then
Thew. It's 3 o'clock and I've done nothing.
Yeah,
it's easily done.
Yeah. See, I usually put it on to 4+, so it's Frasier again rather than Kitchen Nightmares.
Oh, you know the routine.
Yeah, oh yes, I've lived that life.
Oh my god! Yeah, I don't know, because it's been such a short time. I haven't really got into a routine yet, so I do miss that, and I do miss working with people a bit.
Yeah,
but that comes back to the whole collaboration thing. What I was going to say about that is, like, collaborating with people, it feels like making a corporate video. It's like I've got to take aboard the client's feedback and make alterations and V1, V2, V2 final copy of, and that gets exhausting. But like, in terms of working on my own, I haven't really got into the rhythm of it yet because it's only been about 6 weeks, and there's been a lot kicking off sort of in my personal life as well. So I haven't really been able to sort of find my rhythm yet.
Yeah, you haven't got your feet on the ground because all this personal stuff is kind of swiped you away.
Basically, yeah. Like this August, I never do anything. Generally in my life, I'll go months without seeing anybody. But like, I've been away every weekend since like July,
including this one now.
Yeah. I mean, this has been great, and like, this has been the highlight of my year. Basically, it's been an absolute hoot. But the point is, I haven't been able to get into a rhythm of making videos. But that's all to come. I think I've got to sort of get more sort of disciplined on that. Otherwise, it's going to be a disaster. But as it stands right now, it's actually going okay.
Yeah. Oh, that's good.
I feel pretty good about it. I've had a lot of support on Patreon, which is unbelievable. I'm just pathetically grateful, basically. Because I started that kind of as a goof,
Yeah.
just to see what would happen. Really,
It is. It's quite incredible to see the generosity of people who want to support the shows that you do.
It's nuts because like there is sort of trepidation about going into it. Like, ooh, am I taking the piss?
Yeah, am I
Asking for
being a scrounger just begging for money kind of thing?
Yeah, am I an e-beggar?
And I think it's a difficult thing as well when you do start a Patreon. Like, am I producing enough to justify what they're giving me in return?
Yeah, well, exactly. This was kind of most of the thinking behind going full time was, am I giving these people value for money?
Yeah.
Also, I was quite sick of my job, honestly.
Yeah.
I was quite tired of it. But yeah, am I going to be able to deliver on what these folks are paying me for?
Yeah.
But you know, it's tough to get past that sort of mental hurdle of am I being a begging little jerk off? But the point is, I think you have to kind of approach it from a mindset of you're being paid for the things you produce by people who want it.
Yeah.
And it's entirely voluntary. So people, I don't like asking people to support me. I don't feel good doing that. I just put a link at the end, and I'm like, oh, it's there if you want to do it.
Yeah. See, I'd love to do that, but because it's an audio format, you gotta say it.
Well, yeah, there you go. You could like subliminal it in,
or just like put it. Sign up to Patreon. Sign up to Patreon.
Sorry.
I should consider that. I don't think we've ever trooped into subliminal messaging on Moonbase 2
It's not
that
too
you
late.
know of. There you go.
Oh my god. Subscribe.
So, another question I guess is, as a creator, I'm sure you're always wanting to push yourself and do better and stuff. So, what do you feel that you would like to improve on as a creative? Are there things that you've seen other people do that you'd like to incorporate into your videos, but under your own kind of take on things, or do you want like tighter scripts, or?
Well, I'm kind of mostly satisfied with the format as it is, but I just want to get more productive. You know, I just want to get some stuff done.
Yeah, it's at the moment it's just get it out consistently and at a regular rate.
That is the main thing I need to work on, is actually because like it's kind of become notorious for the amount of unboxing videos that end up on the channel. Because I don't want my channel to become just look at this bloke getting loads of free stuff.
Sure.
And also people are paying him. But like the point is, yeah, some of the stuff that people give me is really nice, and they don't need to. I don't like ask people to do this.
No, of course not.
Like even at TFNation this weekend, I've been just given loads of cool stuff.
Yeah.
Like tons of knockoffs and actually quite nice stuff as well.
Yeah.
I have to tell people it's not obligatory, you know.
No, of course.
I'm not like some reverse Santa Claus who comes and just receives everything.
The ginger beard kind of would work like that,
Oh my God,
I suppose.
maybe I'm
Have you
the
ever-
anti-Santa.
That could be a thing for a Christmas episode. Dress up as the anti-Santa in a black Santa suit. Maybe
like-
review a Scourge or something.
Yeah,
I don't
why
know.
not?
Something awful. That sounds like a terrible idea, but I'm kind of into it. I'm kind of into the idea.
Let's not rule anything out.
No, okay. Well, it's a few months till Christmas. Things can happen.
It's gonna, yeah, that's horrific. But what we're saying, productivity and that,
Yes.
that needs to improve, and I want to get a bit tighter on the photography as well.
The actual taking pictures of stuff.
Yeah. I mean, I've it got to a point recently where it's like all my photos look gross. I've got to do something.
What do you, from your perspective, what was wrong with them?
Well, I mean, like,
Were they not dynamic enough? Was it the focus wasn't tight enough on the character?
that's a factor. But the main thing was I didn't have like a backdrop. They were
Right.
just stood on my desk next to the radiator.
Ah, okay.
With a cup and some nasty wallpaper. You know, it's like, this isn't good enough because, like, you know, Geiger Power and that, they send me the toys through, and it's like they're relying on me for publicity, and I don't want the toys to look like shit while I'm doing that.
Yeah.
So I bought a little, well, I'll say little, it's massive, this light tint I bought. I thought it'd be like about this. For the viewers at home, I'm making a square with my fingers, and I'm not going to tell you how big it is. And now I'm making a much larger one. It's massive, this thing. It's like almost a meter square.
You have to have it though, because
Yeah,
especially
you gotta do it.
with a transformer, who knows how big it's going to be? Like if
Exactly,
you
yeah.
got a smaller one and you wanted to do Metroplex or Triptychon,
Exactly. Well,
You're snookered. You're going to have to delay that video for a month, or however long it takes to get a tent that you want to have
Exactly,
fit.
yeah. Well, we were at the 6.0 and Mouse thing that they did.
I was, yeah. It was a good panel.
Yeah, it was
Very
real
interesting.
good. Yeah, it was brilliant. But like they were showing all the lengths they go to get the right shot for the review.
Yes.
Like 6.0 had like a roll of wallpaper spread out over his bed.
A long way as well, like
Yeah.
from his staircase to the back wall of his first landing, or the
Yeah.
top landing.
It's like that's the lengths you have to go to get a picture of friggin' Terminus Giganticus.
Yes.
Some of these things are ridiculously big.
Yeah, certainly.
Yeah, but like I felt like that was something I needed to brush up on. So I bought some cards from W.H. Smith.
Oh,
And I
good.
leant it up against the wall.
Oh,
And I put some lights on it. And I feel like they look a lot better now, but I know I can still improve on that.
I wouldn't, from my perspective at least, I wouldn't worry too much about that because those guys are obviously they're photo guys.
That is true.
And you're
yeah.
a video guy, and you can't be expected to do like high-end video and also ridiculously like top-tier photos as well.
Yeah, I want to though.
Oh yeah.
I want to because this is essentially my job, so I want to kick ass at it.
Yeah.
I want to be the best.
I suppose that comes
Like
again
no one
down to
ever
time
was.
management because they, as you mentioned, Sixo and Maz spend a long, it's not just an hour or so. They spend good days on it.
Days,
and
yeah,
with time
totally.
management for video production, you don't have that, especially with render time and upload time and.
Well,
All
that's
that
kind
stuff.
of not a factor really because
Oh.
render time. This is another thing with going self-employed. I had to buy a new laptop.
Oh, okay.
Really inconvenient because the day I left my job, my laptop fell to bits.
Of course it did. What, it knew.
It was going to happen,
Yeah.
yeah. So I had to buy a new one, and it's slightly better at rendering. So it takes about half the time that my old one used to.
How long are we talking?
Well-
I mean, this probably only interests me because
Yeah, wow, this is some nerdy shit.
I like it. It
It's good,
entertains
isn't
me.
it?
Yeah.
Like it's quite embarrassing, but I didn't realise that I was rendering in the wrong format for years.
Really?
Yeah, like an idiot. Because no, back in the early days, it was Windows Movie Maker, which renders in WMV,
Oh yeah.
and it takes ages.
Yep.
But
If it doesn't crash.
if it
It doesn't crash.
pain in the goddamn ass. But I'm using Vegas now,
Right.
which is it's quite good. Frederick got me that actually, so thank you. But the rendering it was taken like the Cosmos and Swerve video. That was the last one I rendered as WMV. That was sort of 4 or 5 years ago now, but that was the day I realised I was doing it wrong because it took 7 hours
Woo!
to render a 5-minute video.
Woo!
Ridiculous.
Yeah.
And then this is another thing because Ben's Collectibles has actually helped me out a lot, but in strange ways because he's a Mac guy.
Oh.
So he's like, "Have you got an MP4 of this?" I was like, "Oh, all right. I'll see if I can render an MP4." So I did it, and it took 20 minutes. I was like, I've wasted my life.
I guess it depends what kind of quality you want the video to be at. Because I usually, for Adobe Premiere, I usually render at H.264. I think it's-
H.264, yeah.
That's the one. I usually render at that, and then once it comes out, I then put it through a Handbrake, a compressor, into is a Wave or an MP4. It might be an MP4 because I don't
Possibly.
particularly like the compressor that's built into Adobe. Whenever I've used it
Okay.
in the past, it would always cause me faff. There's probably an easy solution around it, but finding it, what?
There probably is,
a
yeah.
pain in the ass.
Adobe isn't my strong suit, which is a pain because it's the industry standard.
Yeah. The Sony Vegas is still well regarded.
Well, you say that, but
Well, I think
When I was-
Adobe, and then I think Sony Vegas, and then I think like Windows Movie Maker's
well,
like
Windows Movie Maker
is on the floor.
It's the training wheels one. It's
Yeah,
fine.
yeah.
It's functional, but you can't get a job using Movie Maker. Can you imagine?
Oh, what's on your CV? Windows Movie Maker. Hired. Tick.
Tick.
Let
Just
them in.
all the just imagine the BBC News with titles in Bradley Hand coming in in cyan.
I'd like to see that now.
That'd be amazing. We should do that.
That's a BBC Three show right there.
Yeah, crap news. Let's make that happen. Oh my god.
Oh my god.
Anyway, back to file formats.
File format.
Jeepers creepers. But what were we talking about before this? Because I think that's kind of the end of the file format discussion. I think.
I don't know. I suppose a good way to kind of pull us to a good closing point is how have you enjoyed the show this year? Because you haven't done a panel this year.
No, I didn't do a panel. I didn't feel like I had anything to contribute. I didn't have anything to say. But then, like...
Is that the only reason why you didn't do one?
Well, I just didn't want to do a Q&A again, you know?
Right.
Because I feel like that's kind of played out at this point. But then a few people have come up and was like, oh yeah, I couldn't make it last year. Are you doing one this year? I was like, oh, should have done one. No, because I always do them with Dave Mentz, and I feel like I always put a lot of pressure on him because he's the guy who has to sort of keep the show moving. Because as you witnessed, if we're just speaking, I ramble and it doesn't make any sense, and then everyone gets annoyed. So
Did they get annoyed? I think it's interesting. It's an interesting flow of conversation because it's an opinion that you wouldn't hear from you from a video.
Is it interesting?
I
Viewers
think
at
it's
home, is this interesting or has it been rubbish?
I think it's interesting. It's my show.
Oh, that's all right.
So
then,
there
isn't
you
it?
go. Yeah,
That's what counts as long as we're having a good time.
that's right.
Screw the listeners.
Well, I think having a good time obviously translates over to the podcast, which the people will then pick up on and enjoy as well.
I would hope so.
That's what I've been told.
Yeah, I would hope so. But yeah, it's been very good this year. I think I really enjoyed Stan Bush last night.
Yeah, that was it wasn't for me. It wasn't something I wanted to go and see, but I saw the queue, and the queue was for miles.
It was mega, yeah.
Yeah, it's hard to, for those who haven't been to TFNation, it's hard to describe because of the distance. It was about what? It was 5 minute, no, maybe not 5 minute.
It was
walk.
long. I didn't get in the queue eventually
No,
it was a gig. You
you
get in
get
when you
in.
want. You just push to the front. It was easy. No, it was very different than what's gone on before. But the script reading and everything was fun as well.
Yeah.
But like, there's just been a really nice vibe this year. I think.
Yeah.
Like Saturday was great. We just kind of reached a nice level of comfortable squiffiness.
Was that after the Stan Bush thing?
No, just in the daytime.
Just in the daytime.
Had a couple. Felt really good. Said hello to a lot of people. Took a lot of photos with like some young kids and that. It was really sweet actually.
Oh, like were they just like, oh, hello, Thew.
Hello, Thew. I've got 100 Transformers. My dad's got more than you have.
And you just lean in. I've got more than him.
Say that again. No, it's been really nice. But I am quite worn out at this point.
Well, it's Sunday. It always happens. I don't want to say it, but you'll be worse tomorrow.
Yeah.
Because it's never stated, but there's almost that obligation that you have to stay up as late as possible to talk to as many people because it's the last time you're going to see them until next year.
Well, kinda, yeah. It's like last night. It was like flipping. What? How was it for?
Yeah, I saw
swear
Brad.
It was like 11:15 a minute ago.
I saw Brad downstairs like maybe 30 minutes ago, and I only talked to the lovely Bede for a few minutes, and he's already off. He's already gone.
Has he gone?
He's good. Yeah.
Oh,
him and Luffy have already gone.
I said bye to Luffy, but never mind.
He's a dirty boy,
we'll
that
do
Brad.
it again next year.
Exactly.
It's weird when you first arrive at this though, because like, it's kind of always the same.
Yeah.
And like, it's when I arrived on Thursday, it's like, I'm sure I was here last week. But it's been an entire year, but it's just it's just such an important part of my life now.
Yeah.
That
It's weird to say
it
that,
kind of
isn't
feels
it?
like coming home a little bit. Ah, isn't that pathetic?
It's a strange. It's strange to think you form such deep connections with people who you only physically see once a year, but then talk to like the rest of the year
Well,
online.
yeah, we're kind of always in each other's pockets.
Yeah.
It's just kind of a really nice community, and that's what everyone says.
Yes.
Because I'm not really part of any other community in terms of fandom. Like, and everyone says that this is the nicest one, and I'm inclined to believe them.
You've got no evidence to say it's not true.
Yeah, why not? It is always really nice.
Yeah.
So yeah, I'm just gonna come to this one.
So when's Thew going to TFCon?
Oh, I'd love to do that. Oh my god.
Headline and name Thew.
Yeah. God, I would love to do TFCon. No.
Yeah.
I did get invited by somebody a couple of... that's right. It's our mate Sophie. She invited me to HasCon.
Oh, yes.
And I was like, okay, all right. And I looked at the flights and I was like, never mind then. It's in Rhode Island. It's a bit of a weird spot to get to.
Yeah, it's middle of the country in the middle of nowhere.
Yeah.
Practically.
It's like a plane and then another plane and then a really long bus. And it's like, I don't have the budget or the patience. Maybe one day. But no, TFCon I'd love to do. Let's say 2022.
There we go. It's nailed in stone.
Shoot for that.
Nailed in stone. If you back out now, they'll come for you.
That's what's happening. Well, providing we still have a functioning economy by then.
There'll always be the internet.
It's touch and go.
I think that's a...
God, I've missed you.
Oh, thank you. I miss you too. We rarely ever get a chance to sit down.
It's true. I mean, I don't know if this has been terrible. I don't really do podcasts in a big way.
No, it's fine. No, the last time I did...
I don't know if people were expecting me to be funnier.
No,
I'm not funny in person. I can't do it live.
You should just always be yourself, is how I look at it. And the last podcast I remember you doing was the one with Adam at Roll Out Roll Call.
That didn't go anywhere, did it?
It didn't, no.
No, yeah, Adam was
and he was sloshed.
He was, yeah. He just kept asking me the same question. He was like, what do you expect from Roll Out Roll Call? I'm like, I don't know. And he goes, so what are you expecting from Roll Out Roll Call?
He was so...
God bless him. I love that man. I hope he's there next year.
He kept saying how sorry he was, like, to me afterwards. Like, oh, man, he felt really bad.
I felt really bad that year as well, because... Adam, he got really excited because he got a G2 Optimus Prime. He was like so excited, and he jumped up and he hugged me, kind of leapt off the ground. And I kind of saw an opportunity for a WWE moment, and I kind of walked over and kind of nudged him against this stone pillar, just for like show. But I did it way too hard. Oh, no. And I didn't realise he was so waif-like, and he went down like a sack of shit, and I felt horrible about it. But he got up. He's like, I'm fine, it's fine. But I've never got over that. So if you're listening, Adam, I'm so sorry.
He's never walked straight since.
Oh, it was
Limped
me.
Forever.
It was my fault. I've ruined it. I've killed Christ.
He's a good lad, that Adam.
He is. I miss him.
Yeah.
And the other Adam as well, Adam White. He wasn't around this year.
No, unfortunately.
We miss him. He's a good fellow.
So you'd recommend people to come to TFNation?
Oh, hell yeah. It's so nice. It's just so easygoing. I mean, I'm sure the staff always do a great job, and they're always stressed out of their minds.
I was going to say, I bet they have it pretty rough.
Oh yeah, this year especially with the gig, they were all like really, like you could tell Billy was tense about it.
Oh, I'm not surprised.
But like afterwards, because it all went like without a hitch, it was beautiful. And afterwards, everyone was just like so happy, and that is generally how things are. Yeah, just everyone's in a good mood. You can come along and have a poodle about and buy some brilliant robots and have a cuddle with some big ugly man.
And I'm sure you'll be doing it. Will you be doing a video on your TFNation experience?
Yeah, I definitely will. Yeah, I can't imagine a world where I wouldn't do that.
Yeah, Tuesday then. It'll be out Tuesday.
Monday. Let's go for Tuesday.
It'll be out Monday.
I'm hoping Monday.
5:00 in the afternoon.
Yes, precisely. Yes. Monday, 8 a.m.
That would be impressive.
It would, but it's not going to happen.
Well, thank you so much, Thew, for coming on and having a chat with me.
I hope it's been okay.
No, I've really enjoyed myself.
Yay, file formats.
Woo! Now I just have to hope nothing goes wrong in post.
Yay! Corrupted.
Now, actually, and before I forget, where can people find you on the internet if they don't know how to find you, or all those jiggery pokery places you are?
Well, you can find my YouTube channel at the convenient address of toygrind.com. That's TOYGRIND.com. And I'm also on Twitter and Facebook and Instagram as Toygrind. And I'd be delighted if you'd join me.
Excellent.
Yes. And Patreon.
is that Toygrind as well?
It is, yes. It's the same. It'd be pretty funny if that was the only one I changed. Went back to Barutazaru.
Well, thank you so much, and let's get back to the convention.
Let's do that, yes. Thank you for having me.